Good afternoon, everyone. I'm meteorologist Lindsay Marlowe with the National Weather Service in Peachtree City, here to present to you the weekly weather briefing for the week of August 1st through 8th. A couple of main highlights as we move through the next several slides. First, increased moisture will allow for isolated strong to severe storm development and oppressive heat through the weekend. Following that, we are expecting a return to more typical summertime convection next week. Currently, there's a 60% chance that we see development in the southwestern Atlantic over the next 7 days, and we'll be keeping an eye on that as we move into the future. Finally, above average temperatures and precipitation are expected to continue as we move into the extended range. Taking a look at our current satellite and radar, we don't really have much activity going on across Georgia proper right now if you take a look at that left pane, but we do have some storms ongoing across eastern Tennessee that may continue to move to the southeast into the afternoon. And this is shown better on the regional radar loop that is to the right, where you can see those storms across eastern Georgia, otherwise primarily activity across the Gulf Coast and Florida. For this afternoon and evening, we are not expecting thunderstorm activity to be as numerous as it has been in previous afternoons, and you can see that here on our simulated radar to the left. That takes us well into the evening and to the beginning of the overnight time frame. That said, because we do have that lingering abundant moisture, we are expecting any storms that do develop to have the tendency to become strong to severe, and thus would be capable of producing strong to damaging winds, locally heavy rainfall, and then frequent lightning. Taking a look at tomorrow, we're expecting increased chances for showers and thunderstorms, primarily for northern Georgia, ahead of an approaching cold front that'll be making its way into the southeast over the next couple of days. And then that lingering moisture that I've mentioned a few times before will help support triple-digit heat index values for tomorrow as well. Here's a look at our temperatures and rain chances for Friday. As you can see, we're pretty much expecting widespread highs in the mid to upper 90s, with the triple digits, the lower hundreds, not being out of the question for the hottest areas. And then tomorrow, like I mentioned, northern Georgia is where we're going to see the highest chances of rain, be it a shower or a thunderstorm with that approaching front. Heat concerns will continue into this weekend, and we are likely to see additional heat products to be issued over the next few days. A heat advisory is in effect for a majority of north and central Georgia today through the afternoon to account for heat index values at or above 105. And you can see within this green boxed area that we're really not expecting much relief to occur until we move out of Saturday into Sunday with the passage of a cold front. And that cold front will help to erode the moisture that has been supporting the oppressive heat, and should tamp things down a bit as we move into the work week next week. For our precipitation outlook over the next couple of days, like I mentioned before, we are expecting a cold front to begin to encroach on the forecast area beginning Saturday and then passing through by Sunday. As a result, we are expecting our highest rain chances to come both of those days and then to taper off as we move into Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. We do have the chance to see some isolated strong to severe thunderstorms, especially today, tomorrow, and Saturday. And again, that is just going to be related to the lingering moisture ahead of that front. So we'll be keeping an eye on the potential for isolated damaging wind gusts being the primary hazard with any severe storms that form. Moving on to our tropical update. Shown here are the 2 and 7 day NHC outlooks as of this morning. So for the 2-day chances, there's a 20% chance that we see development in the southwestern Atlantic, which is fairly low. But we do have a 60% chance of development over the next 7 days. So that is a pretty high likelihood that we will see something with a capital S form in the Caribbean/Gulf area over the next several days. That said, because it remains an unnamed open wave with no defined center right now, it's very difficult for ensemble guidance to converge on a potential track or potential impacts, since that remains at least several days in the future. That said, we did send out our first email updates today to keep you guys abreast of the situation, and we will continue to send updates via email and in chat as they become necessary. So shown here, I've just got the day 5 QPF and excessive rainfall outlooks from the Weather Prediction Center. And as you can see, Right now, we aren't really expecting a whole lot from this system, but again, it has not yet formed and a track has not been identified yet. So at best, at this time, all we're really able to say is that it may bring some additional rainfall, especially to the southern portion of the area, but we hope to give you more information and more useful information over the next couple of days. Taking a look at our drought conditions to do a full 180 from that previous slide. The most recent drought monitor was updated this morning and released, and now we only have D2 or severe drought conditions across far northwest Georgia, which is a significant improvement. And then overall, we've seen about a 20% reduction in drought areas, so areas that are D0 or abnormally dry or worse, with the rainfall that we've received over the past week. So we're expecting that any additional rainfall that we receive over the next couple of days to continue to help push us towards easier drought conditions. Taking a look at our extended outlook, which takes us to 8 to 14 days and will bring you up to about the time that the next weekly weather briefing is issued, we are expecting for our area, north and central Georgia, to remain above average temperature-wise. And we are leaning above average for our precipitation outlook for that same time frame. Again, these are subject to change and are generally just meant to show trends and give you the chance to make some very, very far in advance plans based on that. So again, to kind of recount our main highlights, we are expecting lingering moisture this weekend, and that's going to allow for isolated strong to severe storm development and the continuing oppressive heat and subsequent heat product issuance through the weekend. We will return to a more typical summertime convective pattern next week after the cold front passes through sometime on Sunday. We'll be keeping an eye on tropical development in the southwestern Atlantic over the next 7 days because we're currently at a 60% chance. And then above average temperatures and precipitation are expected to continue in the extended range. You are able to contact us in any of the ways shown on the screen here, and we really appreciate you spending the past 7 to 8 minutes with us to watch this weekly weather briefing, and feel free to reach out if you have any questions, comments, or concerns based on the forecast information that you just received. Thank you very much, and have a great rest of your week and a great next week as well.